We're with the New York State Chairman, Bill Crum and Rick Gumble. The topic is Jeff Blatnick. You guys obviously had to step up for the state after Jeff passed away to help continue the program that he was running as state chairman. Talk a little bit about the decision to honor Jeff with your team this year. Put him on the singlet, and obviously his spirit's here for sure. Bill, do you give us a little direction on how that started?
Well, at our February meeting, one of our board members brought this singlet, this prototype for the singlet, to the meeting, and it was pretty much unanimous at that point that that's the singlet we would wear during the course of the year. Jeff meant so much to the state. He took over as a state chairman at a time when the state was in a little bit of chaos and managed to do a tremendous job of pulling great people together to do great things. And one of those, Rick was a lot closer to Jeff than most of the rest of our board. Maybe you want to...
Yeah, I mean, losing Jeff was a personal thing for you in regards to just the many years that you guys share your wrestling experience.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about how appropriate it is for the whole team, the athletes, the coaches to honor him here.
Well, like Bill said, Jeff had a real inclusive philosophy with people in general. That's what made him such a genuine human being. And I think our women's programs, their successes in the national dual meet team was a reflection of it. Having the spirit of Jeff dream big, the girls felt that. It showed in the performance. They won over the respect of our male athletes and our male coaches. Gary, you saw everybody was behind the New York team, and it was a big upset over a very, very good program in California. And we reached out to Lori Blatnick last night, and we shared the women's success with her. But if Jeff was here, like he was last year, he would make sure he was right there with the women. And Rob Hirsch, our women's coach, felt that. And that inclusiveness is the spirit that Bill and I are trying to model and keep in his memory too. And I think that will bring our state together. And we're looking for that for the future.
Right. I mean, Jeff was an upstate guy, but he was also a downstate guy. I mean, he loved wrestling. And in New York, obviously, we all know that the state's kind of split that way. Jeff was able to work with everyone in the state, right, Bill? I mean,
well, without a doubt. I mean, Jeff used to come down to the city on a regular basis to work with the PSAL kids and the Beat the Streets kids. He went out to Long Island when he needed to be. Jeff was tireless in terms of Rick just used the exact word. It was inclusiveness. I don't think any of us think upstate, downstate anymore. We may have local issues because of the strange geography of New York State and the strange demographics of New York State, but everybody's thinking like New York State now, and that is a direct result of Jeff's efforts. I mean, look, it took two of us to just maintain the status quo this year. Jeff was traveling around the state on a regular basis, and to have somebody of his accomplishments at the senior level, at the Olympic level, make himself available to do the job that he did here was just amazing. Just amazing. He was a great state chairman, and we miss him.
Now, Rick, the slogan they have on the singlets is "Dream Big," right? I mean, Jeff was a big man, but his dreams were never small either, right? I mean, you knew him back even when he was an athlete, correct? I mean, talk about his spirit.
His high school coach said it best. I mean, he was recruited out of the hallways in his sophomore year. He wasn't a youth wrestler. He wasn't a modified wrestler. He was just one of those good athletes that Joe Bennett recruited out of the hallways. And he fell in love with the sport, and he chose to dream, and he believed in his dreams, and he worked for those dreams. And that ability to set those type of goals accomplished one of the remarkable miracles to overcome cancer and win an Olympic medal is the reason why we love him so much. But again, he looked at, and the final piece that I want to think that he taught me is that everything in our state, from the tip of Long Island to the Falls of Niagara, was a resource, whether it was a location, a person, or anything. And that spirit was felt. And I'm glad our girls really, their championship performance really, really helped us. And the way our boys rallied around it is something that we as the adult leaders have to bring back to our state.
So has the co-chairmanship work? I mean, you guys seem to be getting along pretty well. I mean, has it been a resource like Jeff would approach it?
Absolutely, and I think it's in Jeff's spirit that we've been able to cooperate. I don't think we've had obviously any two people are going to always have a difference of opinion on certain things, but none of it has ever risen to the level where we couldn't get on the same page about anything. We don't divide this up geographically. We have not done that. I mean, I think our skill sets complement each other. Rick is a genius when it comes to club development, athlete development, coach development. I've been helping out primarily in the administrative end of things, and it's worked like a charm.
Well, guys, we're real pleased to see Jeff out there on the singlets, and it just seems like the athletes, most of them probably knew him from being around the last few years. They've really embraced that theory, and I just want to congratulate you guys for using Fargo as a chance for us all to kind of remember Jeff and keep him in our hearts, I mean, this is kind of the biggest event in the world for us in wrestling, and he's here with us as far as I can tell, right?
Yeah,
you guys
sure is.
Feel that presence, I'm sure, right?
There's no question about it. There's no question about it. Gary, and thank you for thinking of him and letting us to make this a final moment of the whole grieving process. We appreciate it very much also.
Well, I'm pretty sure we'll be thinking about him next year and years after too, but real appropriate this year. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Gary.
Appreciate it.